Dawn. Dawn.
Hi.
Yes.
I'm Dawn Kunkel, and I will be singing Wehe, Mann from the album Shop.
There's probably no one here knows anything about. So
Well,
just
Tell us a little bit about it.
It's a little complicated, the storyline, but basically my character is Kaiserin, the Empress, and she is half human and also part of the spirit realm. She is the daughter of Kaikavad, who is king of the spirit realm. And she was exploring in the human realm one day in the form of a gazelle and was shot by the emperor in a hunting expedition. And then she assumed the form of a human being and then married him. Basically she's living in the human world, and she is fond of humans, she loves humans, and one day a messenger comes to both the empress and to her nurse, who's also part human, part spirit world, and says that Kaikabad declares that the empress must obtain a shadow within 3 days. And if she does not, she will be sent back to the spirit realm, and her husband, the emperor, will be cast to stone. So the nurse and empress conspire and plots to obtain a shadow, and basically they decided they were going to manipulate the dyer's wife and get her shadow. And the lack of shadow represents her inability to have children. So, and it also keeps her in the human realm with her husband. So, again, this is out there, but so they conspire, plot and plan, and basically, while the nurse and the empress are in the lodge, Barak and his wife's lodge, she gets to know them. She feels guilty about her actions, and she takes a nap. And in this nap, she is thinking about everything that she's done. She feels badly, and she's imagining her husband cast a stone. And she just basically says at the end of the aria, I feel so bad, this is all my fault. Turn me into stone.
Thank you.
That's it.
There's a quiz later. Great.
looked at it a while back, and then I put it away, and then I opened it up again. So, with my new way of singing, it's sort of.
You've never used it for an audition?
I have, actually. Just a few times.
Okay. You or me? I think you should go first, actually.
Okay. I'll take a stab at it. Can I still?
You may.
Now, you were telling us how the Kaiserin is this magical creature, that she is in part human and part of the spirit world. But you playing the role, you have to be the Kaiserin, and this has to be normal for you. And so even though this is a moment of extreme emotional duress, I still would love to have the feeling that you are just yourself venting, and this is pouring out of you, and it's pouring out of your heart because it's what you're feeling and saying in the moment. And what I'm feeling right now is that I'm hearing amazing sounds and beautiful phrases and a very impressive tone, but I feel like it's costing you more. I'm more aware of you, Dawn, producing your sound moment to moment, and the Kaiserin just going like, oh my God, what have I done? Right. And so what I'd like to see is if you can just allow yourself to express yourself through this piece, and have it just be more effortless and simple. The structure of the phrasing, I think, is really interesting, because what I notice is that she'll have this outpouring of something that she's saying, and then there's this long instrumental interlude during which you get to think about what you're going to say next. And so what I feel like is happening is that, you're like gearing up to do the thing, and then out it comes, and then you get a break because the air conditioner's doing something, so you mobilize your forces, and then out it comes again. And instead, I'd rather just be like, I'm ruminating. Oh my God, I have to say this thing to you. Oh, I feel in pain. Oh my God, I have to say this thing to you. So I think what I'd like to do, in fact, if I can just give you this nice translation that we have, can you do a bit of this and just sort of do it Sprechstimme? I don't know the piece well enough to really demonstrate, but in rhythm, if you could, Wehe, Mann, like over the music, not on pitch. Stay away from the pitches, but just sort of like moan it in rhythm, and then feel the interludes, and then the next phrase. Can we do a little bit of that?
Which I think
that is drying. that's a challenge that we have to solve, right? But the Kaiser is not going to be going, right? You're like, get that shadow. It makes it a little bit predatory. Okay, do that again. Then after that, then I want to hear the question mark, and then just durch mein Schuld, right? Okay, so same thing for the beginning. Just declaim it. Just let it pour out of you. Get under your voice and pump it out and produce it rather than doing what you just did. You must find a way back to the simplicity, because for us in the audience, we have to feel like, yes, you are this amazing mystical creature, which is why you can sing the way that you do. But this just has to be normal for you. Singing these long phrases and these high notes and these like amazingly arched, sustained lines. This is just the way that you talk when you're upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how you roll.
Yeah.
So you have to persuade us. That's gotta be easy. Let's think about this. Great.
This is a really good example of an aria that's difficult to take out of an opera in the context of that storyline, which is so complex, and turn it into something. Okay, so you actually, what is it you like to say? Sing to the energy of the tempo or something in the music? There's Claudia makes a brilliant statement about, sing to the, you must sing in the tempo of the music. Sing to the tempo of the music. So this has these long sort of arching phrases of whatever. Now, we're viewing you, we don't know, we may not, people who don't know this are will know that you're half mystical or half spirit, right? I like the idea that there's an ah. It hasn't happened yet, but in her mind, you can see the outcome. And what is the outcome of that? For you, not him. You're talking about him. What's the outcome for you? Your character.
Well, eventually she does go back to the spirit realm. She was taken back.
But we don't know that yet. In the now. In the now. That's where we are. So what are you imagining? What's the highest dramatic bar of this character, the worst? Start the bar really high. The music is perfect. It's got sort of slow but definite agitata. Right? What does that make you want to do with your body? Without singing to the floor. Right. There's a sort of a bizarre, slow ballet of pre-breathing or something, right? And she's very descriptive. She says, he can't move his legs. He can only move his eyes. It's my fault. Everything I touch, I kill. Who's in the room with her?
The nurse.
And she only references Barak, right?
Right.
Okay. Can that nurse help you? Does her presence give you solace? This is just acting exercise stuff for the artist. You have to figure out, do you sing to that person? Do you go, me, oh my God. This is different than what you were doing, right? Which is just standing still in this powerful utterance. This is like, there's no escape.
Right.
Like being in a padded cell. But it's in the brain. Okay, so you can't know how far to go with it until you just sort of do it. Were you in the class? Oh yes, you were. When we did that over at Mitchell's class, right? We had the artist who sang the Salome.
Right.
And it was all the stuff, the Salome stuff. But it wasn't really the dance. She was just sort of in this place with the head of John the Baptist, right? And you saw that it went maybe too far, and then she kind of, it became about what she was doing and not what she was saying, right? Okay, this is the exact opposite of that, in my opinion. And if I were singing this, I would have to spend a lot of time looking at it. There are musical cues throughout in terms of dynamics. Right now, it's all just sort of huge. So when you look at the music next time, to see if there are places that you can pull the volume down, that's sometimes right. And still wail. Okay, what's the first sentence, Wehe, Mann? What's it mean?
My poor husband, what path has he taken? Oh my goodness. Yeah, essentially that's
Where can he go?
where can he go?
And do you love him?
Yes,
And you're responsible for this thing?
I believe so.
Okay, so what's your impulse as a character?
To fix it, to make it right.
And you love him?
Yes.
And you don't want to return the spirit realm? You want to save him?
Right.
Okay, just from that place. Just start there. And ask questions that have no answer. And when we're asking questions, when we're in pain or we're in this and that, where do we generally, to whom do we appeal? Gods, the universe, something larger than ourselves. And you came from there. So do you have allies on the other side?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, it gives her an extra layer to play. You get that? Otherwise, it's pretty park and bark this piece. You just have to give yourself permission to physicalize a little bit and go with the flow of the music.
I wasn't sure what's too much in this situation. It's distracting.
I don't know, actually, and I don't know your work all that well, but what's beautiful about Dawn is that you're so beautiful and you have a very expressive face. When you stay in the text and really ask the questions and do not park and bark and try to make maximum noise all the time. Treat it more like leader, like big leader, but a big. I often tell mezzos when they're doing Ariadne, the big aria from Ariadne, the composer. Don't blast me with that. It's ardent and it's passionate and it's full out, but there have to be layers to it. All right? Treat it like a big art song that's just got a very expressive content or text. Then you'll stay in it more. You want to just try it?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Hey Don, I give you permission to walk around and look for the answers and not know, and then stop and reflect on the thought that comes out. Okay? Rick, you need a page turn?
No, it's just the two staples got caught in the body and I couldn't turn, okay? She's actually signing her aria for us. We don't have any idea what you're singing about. Now I want you to literalize it for us as an exercise.
Eyes, body.
Choking, can't move my legs. Okay, just an exercise. But we're your audience and we can't hear. Okay, we can only observe on the TV with the sound off. Okay, one more time.
Go back to the top? Okay.
We'll just do a couple pages, but I think it'll be real important for you.
started out and it really hung with it for quite a while, and then I think you just didn't know what to do. It feels like it's long and there are big pauses, right? And you start to watch
It has
yourself.
those preludes and
Yeah. But you're responsible for all of that dramatically. Okay, so sometimes you make a choice. Why am I bringing this into an audition? It's a very specific piece to bring in, right? So you'll use it judiciously.
Yes.
You don't want to throw these pearls in front of your swine. The people listening to this get this piece, right?
Yes.
And get the vocalism that's required in this, right?
Right. Yes.
Keep working. Take the text away, and you got to get out of that time-space continuum thing that's making you feel like it's just really long, because all of a sudden it got very casual. And your face is so beautiful that when you're up, you look like you're smiling. So we lose the agitation in it. It's partly because you're so pretty, but there's more. Keep imagining all the things. What that would actually mean. What if your husband actually turned to stone? What would you do? When you say, she says to the nurse, "Can you sleep? Nurse, can you sleep?" Does the nurse know? Is she a confidant?
She knows everything.
So, I mean, it just needs, the dance of you with you needs to be filled in with more stuff. So you just need to spend more time with it and let your brain go wide with possibilities. Don't judge any of it. Nothing's wrong if you can justify it. We believe anything, as long as it's 100% you're in it. Promise.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Good. Yay. Take a 2-minute break.